Hi, friends. So I was watching the Nolan Wells case following another YouTuber, Brian Inton. Shout out to him for his coverage and his work on the Nolan Wells case. Sorry, I'm getting stuttered up over my words. Throat chakra. Um, and I decided, as much as I love true crime, if you know me at all, you know that. And you also know my relationship with tarot. So as I'm watching, I thought I had this pull out a deck and see what my read on the energy. This clip that Brian Inton on YouTube put out had parts of their lawyer going over their external or private or whatever the word, independent autopsy that was just released, which came up pretty much with no answers, was undetermined, and they're focusing on these red marks on the back of his neck, which could be caused by the way the body was laying after death and like pulling blood there sitting on the back of the neck. There's multiple reasons, but anyhow, I decided to pull out my tarot cards and do a little read with the energy of that coverage, and I got some interesting things that I thought I should share. So stay tuned. So here's the video I'm following while I did this reading, just in case any of you guys are interested. Okay, I just want to start by saying, just as far as the feeling of energy I get with this situation in this town, I feel like there's a lot of focus on things of like a materialistic value, but just a lot of focus in areas that aren't necessarily the right focus. It's in this town where they celebrated the 4th of July with Nolan Wells. Like, I feel like there's a lot of gossip and a lot of hidden truth. But I also get a energy of there was a lot of events and circumstances that led to what happened. Immediately when pulling, I got repo and brick wall, and then this I feel like is a representative of Nolan's parents. They thought he'd always be here, and I feel like they repoed their power back when they realized that maybe things weren't being done correctly, but pulled with they're protected, guys. Clarifying card. They're protected. They're speaking their truth. They're looking for answers, and that's okay. The answers might just be a lot of missed events or, just a lot of little things that ended up to his death. But then we get, in the next spot, I got these two cards, recalling and detective work. So I think there's a lot of fishing into this case. I'm not saying it's for the good and for the bad. I think that the parents are right in their protection to fight for answers. But I think sometimes we need to realize that sometimes it's not one person's in particular fault. There might have been several bad actions on others during this time that led to what happened. And accidentally, there's always accidents. We always have choices, but we also are humans, right? Yeah, and see, then I get hellfire. Sometimes it's okay to let time and our protection do the job, because truth stands, right? Truth stands. So even if there's gossip and secrets going on, truth stands. And sometimes as a society, we need to let people have their time to figure out what they need to do to be the detective for their realities. And sometimes our recalling can cause damage, right? So I'm getting that energy too. So maybe it was a lot of streams of a lot of people doing things that led to these events, right? But I also then at the end got Kinky Ways upside down with extra. There's a lot of extra gossip going into this case that doesn't matter. Because then I got Insecurity with the Sly Fox to clarify these cards, and the Great Bear came in upside down. We don't need to rush in with a bunch of action, guys. Because then at the bottom of my tarot deck, I got there's a Tower moment. But I then also got on this deck, the Unspoken Truth deck, on the bottom of the deck came out, hearing your name still gives me chills. So I also get an energy from one of the friend groups and maybe the female involved in this case. There's some type of empowerment, like maybe I'm not blaming and pointing fingers, right? I'm just getting what I'm reading and feeling. Maybe they're, you know, when you have towns and friends like these that grow up together, there's always underlying layers of secrets and feelings, right? And emotions. And I also am getting like maybe there was a long haul of built up past memories with one of the friends as far as the female. Like maybe the female was an ex of one of, or had history with one of the other friend groups, and there was some uncomfortableness of empowerment, and this isn't fair, and this is my long haul, and I'm not having it, right? So I also get some type of energy of secrets within the friend group, bringing up family secrets or past relational secrets. And somebody might have been hurt by Nolan's relationship with this female that's involved. And it might, and like I said, the intentions that were done that day might have not necessarily been for the outcome that happened, but just unkind circumstances, right? That's the best way I know how to put it without sounding. I mean, people are human, and Nolan was a growing boy, and there were other, you know, things involved that could have just been accidental moments that led to this. So I do get that feeling, but I also do get this is bringing up a lot of secrets in the town, and maybe there's something with the girlfriend and recalling memories and something, you know, past circumstances that led to anger or mistreatment, or just moves like riding on a different boat or not double checking or being irritated that led to a bunch of circumstances that led to his passing. But I pray that this family that is being so brave, they're protected, right? They're going to get their answers. There's going to be some type of tower moment. And that's what we need to do right now in the world. We have to use our voices. Even though, by the way, I hear dragon energies back. I hear the dragon energies are back, right? We got that fire. So, but also we have to put our fire into the right places, guys. And sometimes that just means taking a moment to step back and feel feelings and feel the need, you know, and the ability to do what's best for you and your family. So I also think sometimes the media needs to slow down a little bit on true crime, especially in this case. Give the family a chance to grieve, give the secrets a chance to come out, and there's going to be a tower moment. But I do feel like this town has a lot of unnecessary gossip going, and a lot of things that are coming to light, whether those are little lies, whether those are big feelings, whether those are illegal crimes. Something's going on that is unnecessary. But love you guys. Hope you enjoyed.